Welcome to lesson number 12. Today we are going to learn how to say I am a chef or I am a cook. Okay, let's say that is the profession, that is the job or career that you have chosen to make a livelihood. And someone is asking you basically, what do you do? What do you do for a living? And you are a cook, right? You're a cook. So, if you are a male, you are a cocinero. But if you are a female, you are a cocinera. Remember, we learned, let's get a different color here so that we can really accentuate. Okay, let's choose purple. Okay. If you remember from previous lessons, when we see an O, we think male, right? And when we see an A, we think female, right? Because we learned that our nouns have a gender. Everything in Spanish that has a name has a gender. The floor has a gender, the roof has a gender, a vehicle, a car, a truck has a gender, a school has a gender, a butterfly has a gender, a rug has a gender. Every noun in Spanish has to have a gender. It's either a male or a female. We also learned that typically we use an article to go with it, such as a, right? We say, I am a nurse, I am a teacher, I am a cook, right? Typically we use that a there, that article. In Spanish, however, we learned that even that has a gender. It has to match the gender of your noun. Okay? So let's try this out. I am going to respond by saying I am a cook. And since I personally am a female, I'm just going to roll with that. Let's use the example of a female. So I would say I am a cook. This is how I would respond. Yo soy una cocinera. Yo soy una cocinera. I am a cocinera. If you notice, I have an A in my article, but I also have an A in my noun. They match. So I'm good to go. Could you say yo soy un without the A cocinera? No. That would make absolutely no sense. Well, I guess if someone who's speaking in Spanish to you knows that you are not from that country, I would imagine the person would have an understanding of what you're trying to say. Let's put it that way. But it's completely irregular, incorrect, almost unintelligible for the lay listener. But if somebody knows, obviously you're not from that country, you cannot speak fluently the language, then they will sort of understand what you're saying, okay? But remember, your article always has to match your noun, okay? So, yo soy una cocinera. They match. We are good. Now, this means I. This is I. Soy, we learned from previous videos that means am. I am. This, we know what it means, a. And then cook, cook. But again, by using that A at the end of it, we know that we are referring to a female. Now here's another way to say the same thing, okay? Yo soy cocinera, cocinera. I am cook. Yes, that is correct. I know that in English, we do not do that. We do not omit the article because it sounds weird, right? We never say, I am cook. In fact, this is technically incorrect in English, and we know that much. We have to have that A in there. However, this is Spanish, and in Spanish, this is the correct way. This is one of the correct ways of saying the same thing. I am a cook. I am cook. Here's another one. Soy cocinera. Am cook. Yes. I understand that in English we do not do this. You cannot possibly omit also now the pronoun. You have to have in there in English, I am a cook. You need all of that. But in Spanish, you get to omit the article and you get to omit also the pronoun. Soy cocinera. Am cook. Perfectly correct. Perfectly fine, perfectly intelligible, perfectly written, perfectly answered. Let's put it that way. Nothing wrong with that. You can also say, soy una cocinera. Am a cook. Doesn't that sound strange in English? I think it does. It sounds very strange in English, yet in Spanish it is perfectly not only acceptable, but I prefer it. Let's say that I am learning a new language, Spanish, just as you are, right? Which one of these 4 ways to answer that question would you want to have to remember when you travel? My goodness, I am a cook. Yo soy una cocinera. Yo soy una cocinera. That is a lot of stuff to remember. To begin with, Spanish is so different from English. Do you want to remember this one in pink? Yo soy una cocinera. 4 things you have to remember. Or would you prefer number 3 down here in purple? Soy cocinera. Am cook. I don't know about you, but I definitely would choose this one. It's only 2 things to remember. Soy cocinera. Am cook. Perfectly fine. Come back for lesson number 13.